So many people have been inquiring what it was like to train with Bruce back in the 60s, what some of the techniques we were doing, and what some of the drills we were doing. So I'll try to review what I can remember here. Most of it took up about 15 minutes of the whole hour. And sometimes we even did the meditation, which alone was at least 10 minutes. And that meditation was merely cupping the hands, bringing it to the dantian, breathing through the nose, back and forth to the dantian. Closing your eyes, calming the mind. And there was also the reaching back using the dantian. One hand on the dantian, reaching back. Stance. So you stand on your front and you kick your leg up. You hit the side of it. This manner. Right leg and left leg. And there's always the straight punch that we practice. It's 40 of these. It's a snap, double hit, elbows in, and when you use that for a block and hit, sideways that way. And there's always the straight kick. That's from the toe stance or modification, where your weight's on your back leg and there's a snap this way or sideways. Side kick. Side kick. Kick. Straight kick. Usually was hand up. This combination, straight punch, straight kick, was classic at that period too. Especially when he fought Long Jackman, I'm sure this is what he used from the description of the fight that I received. But it's a straight punch mixed hand and feet. In the chase, Long Jackman, who was Once he hit Hong Jack Man, through his guard, Hong Jack Man just, after shock, just turned and ran. That's the way I understand it. And my cousin. So Bruce, to chase him, he had to be just running, chasing. Bruce had to be chasing. Just chasing him. And the step was, it was like a gallop. And watching for that foot sweep, you had to let the foot up. And you had to time it just so that when you gallop, you're on your rear leg and you lift that foot up. And his foot sweep went underneath. Key is the transition he made, the new developments. And that was, when I saw him at least closing the distance. Distance is, especially against a Wing Chun practitioner. Wing Chun practitioner is in his toe stance, right on the back leg. And Bruce would throw a feint. The way he threw the feint was open fist, open hand. And he would come at you, straight at you. And classic Wing Chun is to block and hit. So what he would do, he would come at you, and you block and hit, and he'd bend over. Over to his right. So when I go for his head, because most Wing Chuns are head hunters, when I go for his head, his head's gone. It's over here. And he's coming around with his fist to the side. Now a variation of that, which I think, that was just particularly for Wing Chun practitioners to destroy that center line. But when he developed this later, it looks more like, it's almost like a jab. Like the boxing jab, except it's not a snap, it's a feint. And when he feints, like a jab, he can come in with a hook exactly the same way. Exactly the same way. Instead of feinting and coming in bending, and come in with a feint. And throw a hook just as well. So he had 5 attacks. 5 attacks, that was one of them, was a feint. And lean. The second one was a feint with a foot, and to draw the person in. The Wing Chun practitioner would see the miss, and he would take advantage of the recoil and come in. And once he came in, Bruce would bring that leg up and hook around. So it would hook to the head. So what it looked like was like this, fake and a hook. So that was quite powerful, quite deceptive. And the third attack was just another fake with a foot, another fake with a foot, and a leap forward. So this is the one he used in the fight with Wong Jackman. It's a fake and a leap forward. Even though I think he was more just, I don't think the fake was there. He just said, "Are you ready?" And Wong Jackman said, "Yes, I'm ready." And Bruce said, "Okay," and just leaped at him and hit him right through his guard. Didn't know what hit him, shocked him. So that was a third attack there. And fourth attack was another feint with a hand. Feint with a hand. This time, instead of coming through my center, he would make contact on this right arm. And the right arm, it was like coming at you, and if you didn't hold him, it was going to come right through. So either you had to push toward him or retreat. If you retreated, he would follow through with a boxing punch. And you know, he's in a right stance as the Wing Chun practitioner. So you can imagine he's coming in with his right. And as I'm step and slide, he's crossing over with his left foot. He's putting a feint here with his right. He's crossing over with his left foot. He's moving his head. He's coming down into the ribs. While I'm occupied with this hand here, he's coming, bending down, coming to the ribs. And I'm to the ribs. He can either come up to between the Wing Chun practitioner's arms, so he can throw a feint this way, come down, either hit the ribs or up between the arms. The last attack was just a straight Taekwondo side kick. What was special about that, I later saw that he still always threw the feint. He would throw a feint, but the Taekwondo was like a hop itself. It was a hop and a side kick. The secret of his side kick, he would say, was going up. So it's not like going through, it's like going up. And that's very difficult to block when it's coming up at you. Besides his side kick coming up with a couple different feints, like if he came in with a side kick and the person backed up, he would come down. And this also was a feint. And once the person saw this and tried to back up again, he would come again with a side kick. And catch that person. That was a very deceptive move. The second very deceptive move was the person is coming at you, you draw them in and come around with a hook kick. Also, Bruce was using bobbing and weaving quite a bit, and there was one maneuver he showed me. He just held his hands, then at the waist, and just moved his head sideways, back and forth, blocking any kick this way. And that was just an exercise mainly. Actually, everyone in my high school was doing that. It was a classic maneuver in the streets. He developed this from some of these attacks. He developed many grappling moves. Like there was a couple times once he had me in this position, he could grab and armbar me. And he did that a couple of times to me. He had me in an armbar. There was another one where he had set me up with this left arm, and I was hitting, and he would be to the side, and he would come with a right cross. And when he came with the right cross, he came with his forearm. His forearm was steel. It was steel, his forearm. And he would crash with his forearm and the right cross at the same time. Bruce was also throwing roundhouse kicks, largely to the body, and he would just do it lightly, and you could feel the power in it. It's quite profound, those kicks. He actually had to use that initially, in the beginning stage when he first learned it to one of his ex-students. Challenged him, and all he did was just keep throwing that roundhouse to the kidney. Must have did it 10 times. And the guy didn't know what hit him, but Bruce knew his students. He knew all their moves, their weaknesses, which was in and out, the straight line, and the step in, step out. These days, I would think Tai Chi is more my cup of tea. Slow motion is fine with me these days. It's quite sufficient.